everyone, so I'm gonna do a couple of tag videos just to start off, because they're really easy, and as going back to school gets closer, I'm definitely going to be doing like a like how to pack video, because I'm still learning, and I figure if I try and film myself doing it, it'll help me like stay on top of things. But anyways, today's video, throwback tag. So, alright, question 1. What year were you born in? 1994. So 20 years ago. I'm turning 20 this year. Finally. Alright, number 2. Do you have any pictures of yourself from when you were younger? If you do, show them. Here you go. What TV shows did you grow up watching? This is number 3. I grew up watching Sailor Moon, Cat Dog. I didn't really like Cat Dog that much, but my brother did. My brother's 4 years younger than me, so it was kind of weird. Barney, I was really big into Barney. I actually think there's a Barney somewhere in my room, because a lot of my childhood stuff ended up in my room when I moved. What else did I watch? Whatever was on PBS Kids at the time. Cyber Chase. Alright, 5. Show a video of yourself when you were younger. I can't do that because everything is on like little cassette tapes that are only for like video camcorders, and we haven't transferred them to digital, so I don't have any to show. What were your favorite toys to play with? I loved my American Girl dolls more than anything. I had like closets for them, I had bunk beds for them, I had cribs for them, like I had everything. I went to American Girl, like the place. I went to the one in New York and Chicago. Actually for 3 years in a row. My aunt used to take me to the New York City one every year for like birthday lunch. So I went a lot. And that was like my favorite trip, but I was really big into my American Girl dolls, and then like Connect 4. I loved Connect 4. And like card games and other stuff. I really liked my little computer games on my Windows 98. Alright, what's the most embarrassing thing you can remember doing? My life is one embarrassing moment after the next, so this should be kind of easy. Alright, so I want to say this was 4th grade, somewhere around there, like pre-teen time. But my elementary school was like on this, like, there were slopes on the grass, and I was trying to get by people on the sidewalk, and I couldn't, and it had been raining. I think it still was raining, so everything was muddy, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna go around like nothing's gonna happen, and I kind of just face planted into the mud. Right. Read something you wrote when you were in kindergarten. I don't know where any of it is. I don't know where anything is. 3 songs you loved to listen to when you were a child. Pencil Thin Mustache, which I think is Jimmy Buffett. There's this little tape that had songs that had my name in it that my parents had bought me, and I loved listening to that. I don't know what they were called, but there was like one that's like, look in the mirror, who do you see? Something like that. And then I really liked anything by the Beatles. Like, literally anything that someone played for me, if it was by the Beatles, I was gonna like it. Please ignore my little hair thing. I need a haircut. What was one funny thing you dressed up as for Halloween when you were younger? I dressed up as a princess for like 5 years in a row. Not even like a Disney princess. Like, my grandmother made me these beautiful costumes, and I went out as a princess for 5 years in a row. I never actually did anything funny. I think like the funniest one I did was I went out as someone who was sleep deprived one year when I was in like 6th grade. I was already pretty like by then. So, tell a funny story of something you remember happening when you were young. Alright. So there's a lot of museums where I live, because I lived in Hartford, so it's like Mark Twain House, or the Mark Twain House is there, and several other museums, and they were having acting lessons at the Harriet Beecher Stowe House, and I was 4, I didn't know what slavery was, and we were doing an acting lesson, and the plot line of the story we were acting out was about slavery. And little 4-year-old me just raises my hand and asks what slavery is. And it was humorous because everyone else in the class was in, like, high school and had gone, like, had learned this stuff, and I was, like, not even in first grade. Again, story of my life, not quite knowing what is going on. Any special things you kept from when you were a child? Yes. So this is Bandit and Orange Dog. I was very creative. As you can see, he is not all orange, but they were two of my favorite stuffed animals from when I was a kid, and they have stayed in my room ever since I was a little kid. They were both gifts, although my memory of Orange Dog is I literally just took him off a shelf at a store, like a department store, and brought him home with me. I don't remember him being purchased for me. But yeah, that's just my memory of Orange Dog. I also lost him for a very long time. It wasn't really until we moved from our old house to our new house that I found him again. He was somewhere in the attic. But yes, so these are two of my cherished stuffed animals. What was something weird you used to do as a child? I used to bust into bathroom stalls, I guess, when I was like 3. I don't know if that's weird or just invasive. I don't do it anymore. What's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger? My best friend's landlady would, like, throw stockings over her head so you couldn't see her face, and would jump out of, like, from behind corners and shit, and it's a little different from when you were a child. Well, 20 years has passed, and, things are more expensive. I have to pay for things now. The world itself, Pluto's not a planet anymore. I'm gonna end on that. Pluto is not a planet anymore. Screw that. So sorry about, like, the funky lighting and stuff. I'm dealing with my bedroom, and I hate my laptop camera, so everything, like, I'm using my iPad, and I'm still, like, trying to get used to that, until I can figure out a better solution. But, yeah. So, that was my first new video. I have a lot of editing to do now. And stuff. So, like, subscribe, comment, you know the deal. Or maybe you don't because you're new and you are seeing my new channel. So, yeah, you wouldn't necessarily know how to do that. But, yeah, so do things, and I will put things to follow coming up and in the description box.